Hello, welcome to A Celtic World North America. We are part of A Celtic World YouTube channel. On our show, we discuss all things Celtic and try to celebrate the Celtic support in North America a little bit. We've been talking in prior weeks that we thought we were going to have to change the title to our show from Celtic World North America to just America because we went 25 episodes with no Canadian representation whatsoever. But tonight we're finally changing that. So from Ontario to Orlando and from Cleveland to Culver City, we are all part of the Celtic world. In terms of this week, I guess, it was a bit of a negative buildup, I think, to the match on the weekend, at least what I've noticed. I think a lot of people were resigned to losing a fifth straight, but I was relatively confident going in, but I was prior 4 matches before that as well, so I don't know if that makes a difference. But it was a dominant performance from the jump, and again, creating a lot of chances, but not taking them, and I think just showing a lack of quality in our guys up front. So a little bit of that doubt started creeping in, and that the Sheep would get an equalizer, and it did eventually happen, even with 10 men. But a couple late goals at the end saved the day, and possibly Nancy's job for the time being. So good to finally have something positive to talk about. And as I mentioned before, we have a new guest for our Canadian side of things. So without further ado, let's introduce everybody. First things first, my partner, Chris. Chris, how we doing?
Well, we're doing all right.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That's why we got to move the show up from Wednesday to Tuesday. So.
Right.
And then Sean Finn making his 7th appearance, I think, world record.
Or more, I don't know.
Guest. Yeah.
Seems like about 20.
Yeah.
But it's good to have you on again.
Good to be here. Good to be
favorite
here.
Guests. And then, as I said before, we have a new guest, and we love, having new guys on so we can, talk about our Celtic stories. It kind of jogs everything for us too, like how you got into Celtic and everything. But welcome to the show, Nicky from London, Ontario, in Canada. How are you doing?
Thank you, lads. What's the crack? It's really nice that you invited me on here. I appreciate it very much. I'm a long-time watcher of your show, and I really enjoy it. And
Yes.
I wish you all a good, very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, cheers.
Awesome.
Dude. Yeah, me and Chris have been excited to get you on. We've been talking about it for at least the last month, I think, trying to get. And I talked to you, Nicky, about it last night. Like the.
But I hope I don't let you down.
No, you could never.
Not a chance.
We had people commenting, on our show that we need to get in touch with this guy from the Hoops Abroad YouTube channel, and so we, been working on it and finally made it happen. And it's good to have you on tonight. So let me throw the banner up on the screen before I do anything. But so first things first, I think I think a lot of times, at least recently, with poor Celtic performances, we try to kind of end it on a positive note. So we just dive into the match right away. But since we have a little bit more positivity to talk about at the end with Celtic, let's jump right into Nicky's story. And I guess first things first, how long have you been in Canada?
I came here 15 years ago. Just went like that. I came here as a man in my mid-30s, and now I'm 51, so time flies when you're having fun, eh?
Yeah, definitely. And you said you're from Waterford?
Yeah,
right?
Waterford, southeast of Ireland. It's actually where the Dundee United manager, Jim Goodwin, is from.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Waterford produced a lot of great soccer players. John O'Shea used to play for Manchester United.
Oh, yeah.
Another one. And right now, I think one of the Malumpies plays for Ireland is from Waterford. So we always produce. It's a Waterford. It's a soccer city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a good hurling in Waterford too, right?
Well, not really. We're kind of like Well, we're kind of like the Toronto Maple Leafs, we haven't won it since 1962 or something.
Yeah.
It looks like we mightn't win it for another till 2062.
I feel like they're competitive a little bit.
Yeah,
That's what
we
they-
knock on the door, but we never get there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you would play the Penguins every game, you'd be fine.
Syndicate, eh?
They just blew them out again today.
So I guess being an Irish guy, like, how did you get into Celtic from the start?
Well, I'm from a big football family. My dad actually played semi-professional football in Ireland. I was never any good at it. I was a goalkeeper in my life, but a very bad one. But when I was younger, I'm talking like when I was in like 9, 10, 11, I used to go and watch Chelsea with my dad because my aunt lived right around the corner from the ground. And this is Chelsea before Abramovich and all the big money. They were like in the second division at the time. But, you know, as you get older and you start making your own money, you drinking in the pubs in Waterford, and Waterford has a great Celtic supporters club. So, you know, just getting the boat at the time, I'm talking about when I'm 18, you get the boat over to Scotland, and then you went to Parkhead. And I think for my first 5 Celtic games, I don't think I was sober going into the ground. I've been to one Glasgow derby, and that was an amazing experience. You're talking like the hairs on the back of your neck standing up, and like, so, you know, just, it's great being Irish, it's great being Celtic. It is kind of hard to explain to people who don't realise that Celtic are an Irish team in Scotland. You know, that kind of can rub people up the wrong way, but it's just makes you proud to be Irish. That, like, because we, after the famine, we went all over the world, and we did get on great all over the world. You know, we have great institutions wherever we went, and Celtic, of course, you know, being involved with Brother Wayford from Sligo, so huge Irish connections, and it's always going to have huge Irish connections. You know, it's just fantastic. It's more than a club.
No, agreed, and that's,
Amen.
we kind of talk about that every week, and how it's, I know the three of us, even me, Chris, and Sean, like, it's just those people you meet over the years, and it's just the shared ethos, and just we're a lot of the same kind of people, and we instantly get along, and it's crazy.
It is hard to explain to people who don't know North America. No, you know, North Americans don't really understand it. Look, I love NFL, I like hockey, but it'll never be as good as going to a Celtic game. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I still haven't been over there for one, so I got to change that. I know, it's crazy.
Definitely.
It's on my list of shit to do, but it hasn't happened.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe.
Absolutely, we
It's
are.
not even that. It's time.
Do you take Canadian dollars?
Come on, you can do it.
I'll get over there. I told you I've had like trips planned, and they just fell through because of COVID, and kids getting sick at the, you know, ended up in the hospital for weeks, and it just, you know, life happens, and
life gets in the way.
Yes, exactly.
So in terms of like, and that's how I think we found you. Like, how long have you been doing the content on YouTube for the Hoops Abroad thing?
A couple of weeks. I have, like I said, I have another YouTube channel. Like I said, I had kids are getting older, so I had some time to kill. So I just started up a simple YouTube channel. I started talking about Waterford FC. Started talking about Canadian soccer, Canadian Premier League. Started talking about international games. I started talking about Lincoln FC. It's another team in England that I like. But the Celtic thing, kind of, I said I'll start something. I'll branch off and try something different here and concentrate more on that, because it really is where the heart is. You know, Waterford are like a semi-professional club. Like the League of Ireland is good, but it's not great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the way me and Chris are always like, I love your setup on the channel, and your like the outfits, and you do a real good job, and it's better. And like, that's when you told me last night you're not really tech savvy. I'm like, oh, dude, it fucking seems like it, man. I'm like, way more tech savvy than I am.
My good wife always says to me, another Celtic top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have a closet full myself. Yeah, well, that's awesome. I mean, and like, I'm glad we found you. And I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
I'm working on digging through Instagram and stuff like that to find more interesting people because we do kind of, me and Chris, I think, fall back on just our experience on. It's just we get our pals on, which is fun. Obviously, chatting with your pals about Celtic, but it's good to get the new group on and meet new people.
The first time I watched it, I said, "This is good," and then of course I don't watch the guys live because I think they are 4 a.m. in the morning. Are they, Gavin? Them
They are.
Yeah.
It's good to see people around the world, like, who are into Celtic. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Actually, the ex-Albanian Prime Minister is a huge Celtic fan, believe it or not. And there's
I remember that.
Useless information.
Let me just throw up a few comments. Hail, Sligo boy. He's always in the comments. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
So I guess we can kind of move on to the match a little bit. But more so, I kind of wanted to start with, I guess, because we did our show Wednesday night last week, and it was immediately following Dundee United. And it was, just another poor second half. First half was okay, but so I think we had a lot of, shit to get off of our chests. And we ended up going for almost 2 hours last week of just bashing the players, the manager, the board, and everyone we could. So I feel like that feeling in social media kind of carried over, and so like I said in the introduction, I felt like a lot of people were expecting it to be a fifth loss in a row, which if you can't beat that team at home, then I was kind of on board. And me and Chris at the time, like, I think agreed that it might have been time for Nancy to go after losing 4 in a row like they did. So, but I don't know how, I guess I'll go to you, Chris. How did you feel up in the build up to the match?
In the build up to Sunday, I was, I don't want to say nervous, because that really wasn't it. It was just like a very unsure of what's going to happen. There's a whole lot of doubt, about Nancy as a manager going forward, especially after last Wednesday, right? So I think the feeling in the back of my head was pretty much like, if he loses Sunday against Aberdeen, I really do think that we really need to cut our losses and try to salvage what we can. But I think there's nothing I can do about it, so I just have to hang on and hope for the best. That was kind of the way that I was approaching it. Was with as bad as we looked on Wednesday, that second half was just atrocious against Dundee United. I mean, just absolutely atrocious. Nobody knew where to go. The passes weren't landing. Like it was awful. And I think the thing that a lot of people were taken away from that was, man, we're just cut adrift, and there's no rhyme or reason of how that's going to play out come Sunday. So we had to get a result, and I'm glad that we did.
Agreed. Sean, how did you feel in the build up to it? You're muted, Sean.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely nervous. I really felt that, the Dundee United match and even some of the matches before it were it was easy to lay blame on, the new manager, the change in tactics, etc. You got the mainstream media and the larger support basically running with the the narrative that the players, either didn't know what they were doing or not buying into his system, not buying into him as a manager. I think a lot of that was overblown. You think back on a lot of those matches, especially the Dundee match, how many chances these players missed. There's no reason why we should have lost that game, and it had nothing to really do with tactics or a new manager. I just think that in the larger scheme of things, where we are right now is that, I mean, Johnny Kenny, I mean, I love him, but like the guy needs to put the ball in the net with the chances, and so many other, Dyson, whoever, Shin, whoever's there. I think, I think people are starting to come around to be like, hey, do we not, we just don't have the players right now. And I don't care who's in charge. Obviously, I think the defensive frailties are more evident with that kind of switch to the back three, and I think that's still working out. That being said, I think at Aberdeen, I saw great improvement in that. But these guys, they need to defend set pieces, and if you can't do that, I mean, sometimes it is on the manager if he's going to a more man-to-man marking instead of the zonal work that I think that they were used to. But he seemed to adjust to that. But you can't miss chances like that. There's no way you're gonna win, because this is almost kind of like an Ange type situation where we can win 5-3, 6-3, 7-2, whatever, because the attacking, the chances are there.
Yeah, 100%.
But I was definitely nervous, and I felt really, really bad that I have to agree with you that if they would have lost that match, then it just seems like it would have been an untenable situation, for the wider support to ever get behind them.
Yeah, agreed. And that's it. And I've been saying all along, I hate the idea, but like you said, and I used that word a lot last week. It would be untenable. It's just hard to come back from. I think when you, as like shitty as it is to, I mean, people were talking about ditching him after 1 and 2 games, which that's absolutely insane. But even 4 games is pretty crazy. But I was still kind of on board with that idea, just because I thought it was going to be so hard to overcome. But I guess taking it up to the match then, and I'll stick up the lineup and I'll throw that out to Nicky. I guess when you saw the lineup for Sunday, any thoughts on surprises?
Actually, not really. Maybe McKeown getting in there. He seems to be good with Schmeichel. Schmeichel's hit and miss. I always thought Schmeichel would have been the next Joe Hart, but it hasn't looked like that. Ralston, of course, I think I do better than him sometimes, and that's no disrespect to him, but he's not a great player, but we really don't have many people in that position at the moment. It is what it is. I hate saying that, but you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, right? We don't have very good players. Our best players are injured at the moment.
Yeah, right.
AJ, and Inacio looks great when he's fit. So the only problem I have is not problem, but Wilfred Nancy will find out that Celtic fans are very unforgiving. You don't get it. You don't get the chance you would with other teams. Just you have to win, and it's unfortunate. He could become good. He could become the new Ange, but if he starts losing another 2 or 3 games in a row, I mean, I don't really want him to go, but
But don't you think that this is a really unique situation in Celtics history? You know, it doesn't happen all that often, you know, to change things. And again, I go back to the players just aren't good. You know, that we don't have good players like we used to. And that's making it way harder. I don't think they play that much different. They didn't play that much different when O'Neal was in charge and we were playing the 4-4-3.
We got by some games lucky when Martin was in charge, but of course Martin is just up on the pedestal. But he even said himself he could have lost those 4 games, you know.
Yeah, there were a lot of those were tight. Like St. Mirren needed a strike from McGregor at the end to win, and it was
Dundee.
Dundee. Yeah, it was. They made it difficult in a lot of those. And I do think, like Sean, you're saying with not having the players, like imagining the side with Ian Nacho starting, who's not great, but like better than Kenny. Put AJ in on that right side and having like a Srirachi available as well. Those guys, I think, would have made a massive difference to like those 4 games that he did end up losing. I mean, you saw that when Ian Nacho went out, like we were, playing very well.
Yeah,
and it just fell off. It fell off a cliff once he went out, which you just don't have anybody else to put in that spot. Like Kenny's just not that guy. Like and there's really nobody else. Like
and his confidence just seems to be shot for some reason.
Yeah,
I just don't know what's happening. Like he never was the guy, I think, but he was getting a few goals for us. But now it's unreal what the chances he's missing. I mean, the game against Aberdeen, their goalkeeper was fantastic in fairness, but it could have been 6 or 7-1.
Yeah.
Oh, easily, yeah. Chris, what did you think when you saw the lineup coming out?
I mean, like Nicky said, I mean, it is what it is. McCowan coming in, I was kind of hopeful for that. That seemed like a little bit of a wrinkle, but you were talking about the confidence. I think the thing that Martin O'Neal, when he was the manager, the interim manager, he very easily could have lost way more of those matches that he had, right? But I think the thing that we built from that was that he instilled confidence in those players. Like they at least looked like they were confident going into those matches. The past, Nancy's four lost matches, I didn't see that confidence whatsoever. That they didn't have that swagger, and I think that's the thing that in a lot of football programs, for lack of better terms, like different clubs, the way that you handle professional changes with whether it be a manager, a coach, a board member, whatever it is, an institutional change. When that happens, suddenly those people that were hyping you up and like, all right, Johnny Kenny, you're doing great, man. You're making those runs, you're doing X, Y, and Z, all the things that we're asking for. Da 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 da. New manager comes in, Wilfred Nancy, and he's going to change some things up. Well, if he messes up in a training session or whatever it is, then that same that confidence level is going to drop. And I think that's the thing that we've been missing, is just the confidence in the players themselves that they can go out and do it. And I know that with the wrinkles and the way Nancy sets up his tactics and the 3 at the back and everything's different or whatever, I think it's just taking time. So fast forward into the first 15 minutes on Sunday. Man, that looked like Ange ball. They were all over the place. They were making passes. Everything was crisp. Everything had a flow to it. And then it was like attack. Man, that first half, I was blown away that was the same squad.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just we can all eat crow and say Nancy was the right guy for the job, and we're bringing in this system that nobody can dictate. And Sean, just like you said earlier, is like the way Ange thought about it is like, well, they may score 3 goals, but we're going to score 6. and that kind of mentality, when you go back from Brendan Rodgers style, slow, passing around the horseshoe the whole time, all of those things, when they're not there anymore, and it's like go 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 go, like everything's different, and it's a different mindset. And I just don't think that we were prepared for that mid-season, going into a cup final and against Hearts. Like we were just not prepared for that. So I don't know, man. Like the past day or so, I've been a little bit like, maybe this is the right thing for us, but I guess it's just time will tell.
Yeah,
we'll know. Yeah, we'll know.
Go ahead, Sean. Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to feel that way too, Chris. I think we'll probably get into that a little more later. But like in terms of like Chris, when you're talking about confidence in the players, like I think you can confidence can be gained when like those first 3-4 matches, or even every one of those first 4 matches, if you don't know the system as well, you're not confident where you're at on the pitch, and that can throw off your performance. So like as you get more comfortable in the system, that confidence can grow, and maybe that helps us take some of those, whatever, I think said we had 31 shots on Sunday, like that you're able to put a few more of those away. And we're definitely more susceptible at the back, I feel like, and with the 3, and we probably will concede a lot more goals than we have in the last few years.
A lot of goals. Well, I'm hoping, because really the kind of rot started to set in when we lost the cup final to Aberdeen last season, and hopefully after beating Aberdeen we might go up the way. I don't know if you're superstitious. Well, I mean, even the 3rd goal against Aberdeen, that was a fantastic goal. That was like, like if Liverpool or Real Madrid scored a goal like that, we'd be still talking about it. But like, it was a really, really well worked goal.
Yeah.
So hopefully the players will have a bit of confidence. The manager will have a bit of confidence. He comes back off maybe a bit arrogant, but he's French, I suppose, and and he wants to do things his way. So he's the boss,
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely come in and instilled his system from the jump, which like when I know before he came in, we talked about, I think everybody over the 3 weeks, 4 weeks where he was kind of, you knew he was coming, but it wasn't happening yet. He'll definitely like kind of ease his way into his system so that we can, but nope, didn't do that at all. Just jump. And I mean, I guess there's an arrogance to that, but then there's, I guess, also a belief in himself that what he does works. Yeah. I think, go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, like, he even like mentioned in his first, like, maybe couple press conferences or interviews that he wasn't gonna come in and change everything. I don't know enough about tactics and all that stuff to really know, but like I think after the Hearts match, or it was after one of the first couple, they were railing on, of course, it's always like, was it wrong to switch to a back 3? He's like, I'm not playing a back 3, because in the like, say, the huddle breakdown or whatever, I listened to, or Quinny listening or watching them explain like the nuances of the tactics and stuff like that. It really doesn't seem like it's a set in stone type formation. So I think guys just needed to kind of like figure out, because he's really changing a lot of guys' positions that they've played for a while. But I mean, they're professional football players, like they should be able to play.
Yeah.
What, it's not like, it's not like they haven't played other positions or in other formations. You know, like they were. James E. Forrest was saying, you know, today when they were interviewing him, you know, it's like, you know, you play different teams, you play for your national team, everybody's playing a different formation. It's not about that. It's just about kind of getting comfortable and what the manager wants you to do in that.
Yeah.
So I you know, like the back three thing, like I think once AJ comes back, he plays a back three, right? For Canada, right center back.
Yeah. He's I think he's left or right back. I think Canada.
Yeah.
He kind of can switch.
But they do play a back three, right? Canada.
I thought so.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah.
I think they switch up though, from what I saw
Yeah.
from time to time. But
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I think those excuses were just. I mean, it's totally understandable that, like, you know, we have not many people were alive, you know, that the last time they lost 4 in a row,
Yeah.
you know, in the current support, you know, but I mean, I was, but not like I was following Celtic when I was 5 years old. But,
I don't remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's a totally foreign feeling. And when you put things in perspective now, sure, we should be top of the league. We shouldn't have lost 4 games in a row, but we're 3 points out of first, like out of first with a game in hand, or 6 points with a game in hand. The season is not even halfway over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to put it in perspective. I was really irritated with what was going on. Not so much about Nancy. It was just like, these players, like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Like, they're professionals. They look like they were just no clue.
Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well,
you don't need a manager to show you how to pass the ball. I mean, that's you learn that as a 5-year-old.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm throwing this comment up from Corey. Is the system with the back three more risky than it's worth?
No.
For me, I would say no. Like, and I think for Celtic fans, I think that's how we want to see.
Probably, I mean,
particularly in the league. Like,
yeah, I was going to say, like,
we'll see what he does in Europe if he gets a little more pragmatic. Like, if we're playing, especially if we're in Champions League.
They don't have the players to play.
Yeah,
they don't.
I feel like we'll get slaughtered against.
We need big guys. You know,
yeah. So for me, I'm, you know, that if the performances continue like over the weekend versus Aberdeen, like I'm very excited to see what becomes of this, and particularly if they do get him a few good players in January. I don't think they'll break the bank, but to get a improved striker, somebody to play on the wing on the right side, those are the kind of guys I think would make a massive difference, and really I'd be excited to see what the system becomes with him. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, he will want his own players in January, and for years the board just want us to be a little bit better than Rangers, but now we got to be a little bit better than Rangers and Hearts. So I saw a survey a couple of months ago that Tottenham Hotspur and Celtic are the best run clubs in the UK. You know, we're very, very wealthy. We bring in a lot of money. Yeah. We don't spend a lot. So I really think the board, they have to now spend some money in January, because then if they don't, it'll prove Brendan was right. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we talked the other night about he wants that striker from Columbus, the Palestinian kid.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you know, I've never seen him play, and is he going to be good? Yeah, you know.
I don't think they want to get rid of him, but
yeah, I don't know much about him.
There was another striker, Chavez, or I think he played in Columbus as well, that they were linked with. He might have been over in Turkey for a bit and then came back to. I don't know.
But I don't know.
Silly season.
Pittsburgh, Sean, do you watch MLS?
No.
Yeah, so I don't watch it either, so I couldn't tell you.
No.
Is it much of a step up or step down, to tell you the truth, you know?
I mean, like I've seen matches. I think it's a different game.
Yeah.
It's not I mean, I there's not many leagues that are like similar in style to Scotland. I just think Scotland is really much like rougher, like
yeah.
it's
Kicking, we say
but
kicking lumps out of
also
each other.
yeah, also like kind of faster. I think what I've seen of MLS, and you guys can definitely, but it just seems like it's kind of like a little bit more. There's a lot more parity, so like there's a lot more tactical stuff going on.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm totally out of line there. But
I don't watch any MLS, but I do watch a lot of League Mexico, and
oh yeah,
so I mean, like from a football perspective, I think you get the same sort of ticky tacky, fast passes, and MLS is kind of run that way, and League MX is it's very much the same kind of system as it's a very Latin based style of play.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah, there's a lot of those players from Mexico and Costa Rica, Honduras.
Yeah, it's I would say then that's a really good point, because I think it's more about like the majority of players that they have in the league. That's kind of like the system, like the way they play, and it gets adopted for most teams.
Yeah.
Well,
we only have in Pittsburgh, it's USL Championship, so it's like the league below MLS. It's like
Yeah.
But we won the championship this year, so that was cool. But I mean that football is like really, it's probably on par with like
pub league. Well,
it's not
it's
pub
above
league.
that. It's semi-pro.
Yeah. I've been to Detroit. I went to a Detroit game down there. Yeah, Detroit City.
Yeah,
it's good. It's cheap and cheerful to get in there. So
yeah, we have a great stadium, so it makes it nice to go down.
Yeah, I think we're going to start taking heat from people because our lack of MLS knowledge. We always get questions in the comments like, "Well, you guys are American. Like, you should." Like, none of us. I don't think anybody. Like Paul from Chicago, he's into the Chicago Fire, I know, and there's a couple guys, but I mean, I feel like for the most part, none of us.
Celtic.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
We used to call it the retiree league back in the day, and it still is, like,
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, maybe I'll start watching just to gain some knowledge. But
100% that.
Probably not. So I guess in terms of the match, then we like we were talking about, like, come out in the first half, creating like shit ton of chances, and in good spots, like Negrin, like, and we've talked about him in weeks past, like he gets himself in great positions to score, and
very good at that. Yep.
Does not take as many chances as he should, and maybe that comes with more time, but he's at a very low percentage, I guess, on his chances taken. Then Johnny Kenny kind of had one. I think Dyson put it across right and just loved it, and similar to the one at Dundee United on Wednesday. That one he made contact with the ball actually, and put it wide, but this one he just totally missed it. So I mean, that frustration is setting in, and then the goal comes around 30, like late 38, something like that, 38th minute from Negrin, and I'll give credit to Yang on that play for winning the ball back, looking like Dyson a little bit there in the press, like it just attacking, getting the ball back, and feeding it up the wing, and comes back to Negrin for just a little, slots it into the right hand corner. So at that point, then you're feeling, all right, now we took a chance. Let's let's fucking build on that. And nothing comes till the end of the half. The penalty, or not the penalty, the red card for Aberdeen, which everybody in agreement, it's a red card.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hands
yeah,
down.
100%. Yeah, I saw a few people say no, but I don't get where he even probably
This red
Hans.
card.
Yeah.
I mean, he let as soon as he put his arm
Yeah.
around that, I was like, that's it. I
Yeah.
could have seen because Dawson was already going down, so
Right.
I could have
Yeah.
seen if he didn't do that, but once he did that, no.
I'll agree with this comment from Bobby.
He's definitely Irish. Definitely.
Sorry, I didn't throw that one up. But so going to the half, 1-0. Aberdeen down a man, so come out feeling ultra confident in the second half, and Celtic starts out with a flourish again, creating a ton of chances to start the second half. Nothing happening. And then it gets to 60 minutes, and then you're starting to get that, shit. Like, is this?
Yeah.
And it's happened to us before, and, I'm sure 90% of Celtic fans were feeling the same way as me. Like, are they going to get an equalizer? Like, it doesn't seem possible, but and then somehow they get a breakaway. And I forget the guy for Aberdeen, what's his name, Bilalovic or something like that.
Yeah.
Scores the equalizer. I saw a lot of people blaming Schmeichel for that, and I mean,
yeah,
I give Schmeichel a lot of abuse, but in that case, I mean, it's pretty much a breakaway, and he got a hand on it. Maybe could have done better, but
yeah, he's at fault for a lot, but he wasn't at fault for that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of people on social media giving him a lot of abuse for that, and I just didn't see that. So I guess, how are we feeling at that point in the game? I'll go to you, Chris. What's your thoughts? Aberdeen equalizes in I guess it was 75th minute or so, I think, 70, 75 minutes around.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious it was deflating. Like you said, it was one of those feelings that you're like, man, I don't want to see where this is going to go. Like, are we going to crumble? I mean, it just seems like when we get into those situations, a lot of times we either step back up and put on the pressure like we've seen throughout the season, or we crumble and fall, and luckily we did the former instead of the latter. So I mean, they went right back at it, and like y'all were talking earlier about, is it risky to go to a back three? Defensively, absolutely, it's risky to go to a back three, especially when I would say 98% of our competition is going to take advantage of that fast break. They want to hit on the counterattack, and if you're playing a back three, I mean, you're going to get burnt. And when Aberdeen equalized, that was my fear, is that they're gonna try and do that again. And luckily we dug deep and put it to them, and just kept the same pressure. And I think that's the thing that I was trying to talk about earlier with in how we look at how this team plays. Instead of, I mean, just if we go ahead and say that we're going to be conceding goals at some point, we need to mitigate that as much as possible. But in the system that we're trying to play, like, what was it, 31 shots on goal? Like, yeah. You should win this 8-3, right? Like, but it's a different mindset than what we've been used to. So I think that's a thing that, because there's a lot of good positive things that happened on Sunday that I saw. Players were playing for each other. They were making the passes. They were doing the right things. They were, there was some heart to the team that has been missing since Martin O'Neill's been gone. So I think being able to have that ability to dig deep and pull one out, and Nicky said earlier that third goal, Jamesy's 17th season of scoring a goal, like that's incredible. I think everybody in the Celtic world, pun intended, everybody in the Celtic world was we needed that. We needed we needed an injection of just some good positivity, and I think that's what we got.
No, I agree.
Agreed.
I'm gonna throw this comment up from Andrew, and it is kind of true, and particularly in the league.
That's true.
Even under Brendan, like a lot of times our fullbacks are almost hitting the byline every time, so they're constantly up the pitch. But I think the difference is we still are, maybe not Ralston as much if he's on that right side. But KT gets up there, so then you're just having Trusty, who's just kind of the last man all the time. And is he capable of, doing that? And that's probably, I feel like, why Scales has been on the bench recently, is that he's probably not that guy. He doesn't have the speed
right,
to make up for plays that get behind him and stuff like that. And we have gotten killed by it recently, just taking the goal against Aberdeen. Was it the second or third goal against St. Mirren in the League Cup? We got beat behind, and Trusty was kind of trying to defend two guys at once. So it's risky, definitely, and that's I think we're gonna have to get used to that. But I think we need, like Chris said, mitigate that with lots of attacking football and take those chances when they come. So that even if you are giving up a goal, you're scoring 3 and still winning the match. But so then like we said, Chris, you said, we get Aberdeen gets the equalizer, and we are able to keep up the attack, and we don't. And it did kind of feel like something was going to happen. Not at first. I was doubtful. The first 10 minutes, I think I'm like, fuck, not again. This is.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, all right, I think something's coming. And then Tierney gets that little header in the 88th, 89th minute to put us ahead. And then you're like, all right, we got the 3 points. Forrest gets the third goal, and then you're feeling really good. And it's a beauty of a goal, and it's Forrest's 17th straight season scoring. So,
yeah,
like you said, it gives us a little bit of boost.
A ray of sunshine.
Yes, much needed ray of sunshine.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I guess in that regard, just James Forrest, club legend. I feel like he's just such an awesome story. Kid comes through the Celtic system, and then
he's the most decorated Scottish footballer of all time, and sometimes he doesn't get the credit at all.
No, he took abuse from a lot of Celtic fans for a long time, and now I feel like he's towards the end. He's, getting his plaudits that he deserves.
Getting these flowers, as they say.
Yeah, so it's good to see.
He scored a lot of big goals for Celtic.
Yes, so I can think of a bunch. Yeah. Think of that.
I think people just kind of forget that a little bit. If he would have moved along, 5 years ago, they'd probably be like.
When I saw, did you see that when Wilfred Nancy met him at the training ground? Yeah. And people were upset that Wilfred Nancy didn't know what he was. I was looking at him, and he still looks like he's only 21. He just he's got a baby face, and he's super fit, at all.
Yeah, that's my wife always says. When she sees him, she's like, and I'm like, look, he scored. This was last year when he scored on the last day.
Taking care of himself over the years.
He doesn't look like he's a day over 28 type of, type, but
super nice guy too.
Yeah, we got our picture with him.
Absolutely.
South Bend.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's another thing we have to talk about. Nicky was in South Bend that weekend too. We just didn't get to meet him. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I got a lot of friends in Indianapolis.
Oh.
Okay.
That was a great weekend.
It went by too fast, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had a good time.
And like I said last night, unfortunately, there'll be nothing this year because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
If you go on historical, they weren't here for 12 years before that, so
Right.
law of averages. Before that, it was like before that, like 2012, I felt like it was every other year, every 3 years at the most, like where they would come over. So if we stick to that format, I'm cool. Like you don't have to come
Well,
over every year, but
unfortunately, it's probably going to be even longer than you think because
yeah,
once we have like 4 rounds of Champions League qualifications to
Yeah.
play, we'll be starting in June.
Yeah.
Can I come with him? I'd love to go to Australia.
yeah, I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the end, 3 points, and I guess, like we said, we talked about the build-up to the match, and there was a lot of negativity. So then, I guess in terms of post-match, I'll go to you first, Nicky. How are you feeling with Wilfred Nancy as the manager?
But well, like I just said, like you don't get a chance with Celtic, you know, and it's unfortunate because I think if he had the players he wants, maybe we'll go on a win and run. But he has the players he has, and he has to instill in those players. And look, most of those players are winners anyway. They've won things. It's not as if he's getting a bunch of kids or something, you know. So he has to instill what he wants in them. I really think, like I says, I think we might go on a bit of a run. We probably might give a few goals away, but you know, we got Livingston next, and of course we got
Motherwell.
the other guys in what, the 2nd, 3rd of January.
Third.
Third.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like if you want him to succeed, because if he doesn't succeed, Celtic doesn't succeed. You know, when Ange came in, he lost a couple of games first as well, and look what he done for us. So I would back him 100%. I don't like the abuse he's getting off people. It's stupid. But like I would back him 100%. Like you said, if he had lost the game against Aberdeen, but the Aberdeen game just looked different.
Agreed.
Different. Even when
agree.
you said when it was 1-1, I kicked the dog. I left a few fucks away. But then I said, like, it was like Ange was in their ear saying, "We never stop," and they never stopped. And I could see us getting the winner. So I'll give him 1.5 thumbs up so far.
Right. I'll take that. Sean, how about you? How do we feel about Wilfred Nancy?
Yeah, very, very similar. I mean, I am definitely willing to give the guy some time. I think that, as Nicky said, you know, the last game, there was definitely something different about it in a positive way. I think that the players are becoming a little bit more comfortable with knowing what he wants them to do. You know, that hasn't stopped. I mean, unfortunately, you know, we probably should have seen a 7-1 win the other day. We had that many chances. So sort out the back a bit. I think Ralston isn't cut out for that position. Who do you bring in? I'd like to see JSP. I mean, like, what the hell? You know, I'm sure he can play in a back three. That, you know, he's played for Man City in the Champions League. But yeah, I just don't get it. That's one of the most bizarre. That's like a Marvin Comper type mystery, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, away to Livingston, away to Motherwell, and then you have our buddy Sevco, you know, in the new year. But that's at home, which is good.
Yeah,
I think we can do it. Motherwell's going to be tough. That's
the tough one.
They
have their shit together, and
they're playing well.
That'll probably be our biggest test so far.
Yeah,
I thought Aberdeen were pretty rotten. Their goalkeeper totally.
Yeah.
Even with all the balls we missed, their goalkeeper made some fantastic saves.
Yeah, they had been playing well though at the time.
Yeah,
they had won 6 or 7 or something like that, and they beat Hearts recently. So
right.
But yeah, they weren't much of didn't come out really wanting to play.
I mean, I've watched them in Europe this year, and they're awful.
Yeah.
They're
They
absolutely
got spanked the other day, right?
Yeah.
What was that, 3-0?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I think the Irish teams are even ahead of them in the Conference League.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll put it to you, Chris, that same question, but I'll throw out Sligo Boys' comment, and it's kind of
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
how things change in 90 minutes.
yeah. I mean, just from the get go on Sunday, I thought we looked like a better team. We looked more organized. We made clean runs. 31 shots on goal. That's like I've got no complaints with that. Yeah, they're and JSP, Sean, you absolutely nailed it. We need to see him playing. I mean, especially if we've got people missing, CCV and AJ, like put JSP in there, like give him a chance, make that defense as stout as possible, and I think it's just a matter of tweaking some goals. So yeah, I mean, there's got to be positivity. Otherwise, I mean, this is all supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah.
Like this is something that we all enjoy watching and participating in and everything. So, yeah, I mean, let's get on with it and let's go on a run.
Yeah, no, I agree. So then I'll throw up this one from Gamer Guy. Yeah. So.
Yep.
I have to believe they'll at least back him a little bit. I saw there was another comment about, I think from Pang Boy, that it's going to be all loans. I don't think you can bring the guy in at this stage of the season with the injuries and the little bit of a depleted side and not give him something, because then you're just thrown into the wolves to our supporters, who are just, I think, unwilling to accept like that we lose a couple games here and there. I mean, I've seen people on social media saying like he has to win the next 5 games or he's out, and I don't think that's going to happen. But at that same time, you have to back him at least some. Maybe not, like a lot of teams aren't going to spend a fortune in January, but I think you got to go in more than you normally would.
Yeah, January's always a weird transfer window.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't care if they brought in a couple loans, if that was going to bring in a player that they wouldn't normally be able to get in the positions of need, until we can really sort things out in the summer. That's fine with me, as long as it's not like John Joe Kenny or.
I heard Mo Salah is not happy at it.
Kyogo?
Nah. I think that.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Oh, that came right up as I said that. Kyogo back on loan. I think
he's done nothing since he left. He's done absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I just don't think he fits what we need for that striker role. Like, I think you need a more big physical guy who can hold up play a little more than he does. Like,
Kenny's actually not that dissimilar from what Kyogo used to do.
Right. I think actually, Ian Acho was really good at that hold up play.
Hold up play,
Yeah, Shin, I think, is, even though he's kind of small, is better at it than Kenny. But I'd rather see him over Kenny, but I don't think he's much better, if at all.
How I'd love to have John Hartson.
Yeah.
Kicking the ball and everyone else with him.
Yeah.
I missed the wrong comment. Kieran's comment. This probably might be true, though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, sure. Puts it in the back of the net. 100%.
So then we, I guess the weekend we have Livingston away, which is sometimes hard. Their pitch is, weird, and a lot of times we would see sit some guys who he doesn't want to play on that, like Carter Vickers. I think a lot of times wouldn't play on that turf kind of pitch, but I don't think we have anything of that nature right now to deal with.
What's Almond Vale called now? because it's not the spaghetti hat.
Oh, I don't know. It's not the
It's some.
Tony Macaroni.
Yeah, Tony
It's not-
Macaroni.
Yeah. Oh.
Let me see if I can find it because it's such a dumb name. Let's see.
But I may not want him back on loan. He's still one of my favorite Celts ever, Kyogo. So yes, I agree with that, Andrew, 100%.
He has a pain in his arse on the Birmingham bench.
Yeah, he does.
So their stadium is home of the Set Fair Arena.
Changes every year.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, I like the spaghetti head better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess going towards the weekend, we can throw out a little prediction and how confident we are. We're never right on our predictions. Thank God, we're fucking terrible. But Chris, I'll go to you first. I get to go last.
2-0 Celts.
2-0. I know it's 2-0 for you always. Sean,
Well, I mean, yeah. Why not?
Well, it's a common scoreline.
I'm gonna say 4-1. I think they're gonna get one a set piece.
I would love to see that. Nicky, how about you?
I'll go with Chris. I'll go with a goal in the first 5 minutes and a goal in the last 5 minutes.
Well,
There you go.
Out is it. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's something we're missing a lot this year is those goals in the first 5-10 minutes. Like we just have not had that. And
we're good at conceding them.
Yeah,
we are definitely that. I'll go with 3-1, I think. I can see. I can't see us a clean sheet with the way things have gone recently, but hopefully that does change a little bit. I guess the last couple things I wanted to throw out, and I know we've all, like Sean, you did the 5th year Bailey last year in Pittsburgh, which was an awesome event. So we're trying to talk about the upcoming Celtic events coming up. So the one in Philly in February 5th through the 8th. Do you guys have a crowd coming from Pittsburgh, Sean?
Yeah, it looks like. Well, me and my wife and Patrick and Alex just got a place today, so the 4 of us are going out, and it sounds like there's probably going to be maybe 5 to 10 other people.
Nice, cool.
So.
Yeah, it should be a good weekend. I was trying to talk it up to Nicky beforehand.
Yeah. It's a good time.
It's a bit of a hike, I guess, for him to come down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, who knows? Who knows?
No pressure.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, but
I'm due a trip.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other one is Detroit in April, and I told you about that one too. But Chris, you're coming up for it still?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I would not be there.
How far is that for you, Chris?
I mean, I'm gonna fly, so it's.
All right, yeah.
But if I was driving, it was probably a 10 to 11 hour drive, maybe.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
not too bad.
a decent distance.
It's a decent
I mean,
spin.
like, yeah, I drove by myself up to South Bend last year, and it was about 7.5 hours. So, but I mean, you can get a flight from Nashville relatively cheap to Philly, so that's really not that bad.
Yeah, I drove to South Bend too. I had a 10-hour drive to South Bend. I left at what time? I left at 3 o'clock in the morning and got there because I got there in time for the Kyogo McGregor Forest photo opportunity.
Right. As a matter of fact, I met you at the mall.
Yeah. Well, we met at the bar. Remember, we met John, and then we went.
John. That's right.
That was a good time though.
Yeah.
I'll throw this comment from Bobby. 3 guys from Columbus.
There you go.
Cool.
That could be trouble for us, but we'll have a good time.
It's never trouble.
Bobby?
It's good trouble. It's good trouble.
Yes, I agree. So the Failey is going to have Peter Grant's coming, Tosh McKinley, Tony Hamilton from the Celtic Foundation will be there. I know we got some good bands. I got Ray Coleman and John O'Callahan playing on the Friday night of the Bailey, and then my favorite band, Bogside Rogues, playing on Saturday night. And you guys, I know you guys have seen them, Sean and Chris. It's a lot of the same guys who have played in years past, and they're always really good. And it's a great time. And I think there might be some kind of old city pub crawl going on as well. So
Cool.
Oh, nice.
And possibility of me and Chris doing a live podcast if we can work out the technical aspects of that. But I have to talk to Seamus more about that. Maybe if I can get down to the plow this weekend for the Livingston match.
Nicky, do you have a CSC that you go to in London, Ontario?
No, like I said to Shawnee there when I got here first, there was one, but it kind of petered out. I also work every other weekend, so I'd be useless to even try and start one. There is a lot of Scottish here from the blue side. We have a Scottish pub, and if you want to go see a Celtic game, you'd go there, but I kind of stay away from it.
I got you. I got you.
I got a picture of this is Sean's bar at the weekend down over in Pittsburgh. This was you guys celebrating after beating Aberdeen. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
That wasn't a too bad of a crowd.
No, you guys always have really good crowds. Like for such a new group, odd time games too. Like you guys get people in, which is awesome. Like so, like you guys doing it right. And I know we're trying. Like Chris is involved at the ground floor of Nashville CSC, so I think they're trying to start that same kind of vibe down there.
It's about being consistent, and I've not been consistent enough just because I've been super busy myself. So I'm hoping I can get up there this weekend. I don't know if it's possible, but I know I'm going to hit the next couple, and I know at least one or two guys from Nashville will be coming too. But yeah, my wife and I plan on being in Philly for the Phalo as well. So yeah, we'll have a contingent at least from the state of Tennessee.
Chris, how far away are you from Nashville?
I mean, depending on traffic, it's like an hour and a half.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not.
It's definitely harder. Like if it's not like if you were a little closer, it'd probably be easier to.
Yeah, and like I told them, the first time that I met them that I was like, hey, those 6 a.m. kickoffs. I'm not going to go driving in traffic for an hour and a half and get up there at 6 a.m. Like that's just that's untenable for me at 6 a.m. to do that. Like that's not possible. But those 9 a.m. kickoffs, if you ever get a 10 a.m. or later, that's entirely doable, and you can make a day out of it and whatever. But I mean, there's also that, like, you don't want to go get loaded up and have to drive home. So it's
that's the truth.
So I mean, you're for me round trip 3 hours plus 90 minutes there at the pub. I mean, it's a chunk of time, but I mean, like, it's something that I'm really looking forward to being a part of, just because I love this club and I love the people that support it. So I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm an hour away from the club in Philly.
You can take a train though, right?
I can take a train, yes. That makes it an hour and a half to the train to get there. Then it becomes like 20 minutes to get to the train, and it's like you said, it's a chunk of it. It does take up a lot of your day. So if I can drive, I will drive, or get a ride down there from friends or my wife sometimes.
Oh, nice.
More importantly, a ride home.
Yeah, I'm lucky. My wife doesn't drink, so I always have a designated driver.
Oh, that's nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think we covered everything. Is there anything else on the agenda that you guys want to throw out there? No.
I'm on the hoops.
Yeah.
Hope
so-
everybody has a nice Christmas.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Then we get a
Can't
nice
believe-
Christmas present on
I
Sunday
can't believe it's
or
Christmas
on
already.
Saturday.
I didn't know anything about this, but apparently there's going to be a Celtic World Christmas video coming out tomorrow. So we'll
Cool.
see.
Oh, nice.
We'll see if they're nice to us in it. But
They're
well,
always nice to us.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. So I guess we'll wrap it up there. I think me and Chris have to talk, and we're going to do next week on Tuesday night too, because next week, Wednesday, we normally do Wednesday night. It'll be New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Maybe a New Year's Eve show will be fun. I don't know. I don't go out on New Year's Eve anymore, so we can talk about it. But we have no idea for guests next week either. So we have some
We'll
planning.
figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
But thank you, Sean, for coming on at such late notice. I think I texted you like 3 hours ago to come on, so I appreciate it. And
Always enjoy it.
yeah, it's always fun. This is my favorite, one of my favorite times of the week. I always say that. But and thanks again to Nicky for coming on.
Yeah.
It was a
First time.
pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll get you on again.
Can you?
Look forward to
What
it.
is your channel again? Or your
Hoops Abroad is for Celtic, and Nicky Football for just. I'm actually talking about the African Cup of Nations at the moment. I just wing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I get a lot of traffic from African people, and it's kind of fun talking to them. Actually, some
awesome.
Nigerian journalist wants me to go on his channel, so
cool.
we'll give that a go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and then thanks for people joining in the comments tonight too. I don't know why I'm grounded, but we'll see about that. But yeah, so we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for listening tonight, guys. Hail, and
Hail. Merry
we'll
Christmas.
be back.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. We'll be back next week. Cheers.
Chucky Arla.